Well, there's a chill in the air, but the Leicester supporters and players are not feeling it. They are riding high. I know Liverpool are top of the table, but it could be argued the team that are playing to their absolute maximum this season are Leicester City. Oh, the Brendan Rodgers reign at Leicester City started against his old club Watford last year, and it started with a defeat. Who could have predicted that 9 months later Leicester City will be challenging Manchester City for second place in the Premier League table?
To win games, but you know, the most important thing is to get your players playing above and beyond their ability.
There is Jamie Vardy, just a little warning, he's offside. He's getting to know that penalty area. Play continues around him, the referee ignoring the assist, and of course we had that at the weekend on this near side of the field. The assistant was waving his flag furiously. Watford stopped. Now the players have been told in the Premier League this season, continue playing until you hear the whistle.
Well, they do, and Jamie Vardy is right to continue. He didn't hear a whistle, he continues, creates an opportunity that Jose Perez really should have scored, and you know, having just seen a replay, it is so close that the referee eventually was right to play on. The Watford players stopped.
Takes a little deflection. Oh, it's another miss. That was quite a miss from Jose Perez. Goal was gaping. It's two.
Well, he should score. He really should. Great play down the left-hand side by Jamie Vardy. Turns the defender inside out. Gets a little bit of fortune with the deflection of the cross, but it falls to Jose Perez, and he just seems to take his eye off the ball and lose concentration. Gets his shot all wrong.
Maddison scoops it away. Good defending. Deulofeu is the spare man here on the left-hand side. Sarr going solo. Now he gives it to Deulofeu. And it has to be said, it's excellent defending.
Well, it was brilliant defending in the end, but Watford really did miss a trick. 3v2, going at pace into that Leicester City area of the field. And Sarr just delayed the pass. Deulofeu had made the run, got his speed up, had to just check his run to stay onside. Eventually gave Pereyra the opportunity to get a toe on it, but...
To Fuchs. Little touch from Maddison, they quicken the pace. Maddison, good ball. Side net, not back of the net, just a little sharpener there from Harvey Barnes. Best we've seen yet from Leicester.
Oh, it's best by far. It's all about that man, Maddison. Great little touch around the corner, gets it back and delays the pass perfectly for Harvey Barnes to get on down that left-hand side, and just as you say, fired it across that penalty area. Give one of your centre-forwards a tap in. He goes for the front post, gets it all wrong, doesn't make Foster even work in that Watford goal.
Now Barnes effortlessly drifts inside, lays it back into his path. Brilliant move. Can he finish it off? He's taken the long route to goal. Foster spoils his party. Ricardo goes on the outside, rounds Hughes. Cathcart has to clear. Best yet from Leicester.
Well, what a run it is from that man, Harvey Barnes. You think he's done everything right. He changes his pace, he shows great skill. 1-2 with Vardy. Just needed to get his shot away. He just could not find that position in between his feet to get the ball, to get a shot on target. Eventually smothered by Ben Foster.
Perez. Vardy. Referee takes a long look at that and heads over to have a word with Jamie Vardy, who he felt had made the most of the situation, and offers him a card.
It does, but I'm sure one he'll be listening to his earphone to see if he's got the decision right. Just a little deflection. Vardy gets there first, and you know, at first look, I thought there may have been contact. Seeing it again, can't convince me that there's not from those pictures. I think Paulson was convinced straight away that Jamie Vardy had gone to ground too easily and overmade the decision to book the Leicester City striker.
Well, do his eyes deceive him? VAR is checking to see whether this is a penalty. The more you see it, the more you're thinking he's checking.
I certainly think there is contact down the shin of Jamie Vardy. Whether you'd say there's enough for a penalty, I'm not so sure. I think he may have gone to ground too easy, but it's tough to argue that there was no contact at all and thus a dive.
There will be a plan for a situation like this. Deulofeu! Oof. I think that was 20 years ago. It hit the laces of the ball, but he made it whiz through the air.
Well, with the technique he used, you wonder, has he gone for goal? It certainly looked like it, the way the ball moved. Didn't give his teammates any real opportunity to get something on the end of it.
Deulofeu to the final minute of the first half, comes to Evans. Well, that was scoreable. There were obstacles placed in his way, but he knows that was the big first half chance for Watford.
Well, the main obstacle ended up being his striker, Troy Deeney. They opened it up really well, Watford. It was the second phase of attack. Capoue restarted, back out to Deulofeu. Hughes just found himself in space, and as he's connected with the ball, he thinks he's scored.
Maddison. Barnes. Vardy turns, but it was good defending. Should be noted by Craig Cathcart, who had Vardy in his sights.
He does. He was so close to him. You mentioned how tight he'd been earlier, but again, Maddison and Harvey Barnes managed to link up in those pockets. The speed at the play, the great close control from the pair of them especially.
And in there by Maddison. Oh, there is Soyuncu. Well, he had to be brave and he had to be decisive. He just wasn't accurate.
I think he's also claiming that there was some contact on him after he got his shot away. I think there clearly is. Cathcart does his best to get something on the first ball. Achieves that well under great pressure from Evans, and as the ball drops, Soyuncu in the right place at the right time. Just needed to get his body right, get his hip over the ball, so when he eventually does release his strike, he can keep the ball from flying high and over the bar.
Ricardo fires it at Barnes, trying to get it on his preferred right foot. Good save by Foster, stood his ground. It'll be a second stab for Maddison, aims it for the far post this time. Those are coming together, the referee had a good view of that, and he says penalty. Well, Evans will claim he has a scar to prove it. Put his arm out.
Oh, it's a difficult one. You know, he's just trying to get his arm out just to hold off the Leicester City defender. I don't think there's any question that the hand of Messina is in the face of Johnny Evans, but I certainly don't think there's an elbow. I don't think there's any real movement towards the Leicester City player with regards to trying to make contact with him.
Jamie Vardy gets himself into the zone and finishes fantastically. 7 games in a row he's scored. Don't give him a chance like that, because he is forever punishing teams. Gift gratefully accepted by Leicester City.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jamie Vardy steps up. You very rarely expect him to miss. And Foster tries to stand down the middle. Jamie Vardy's got such variation in his penalties that keepers just don't know what to do these days. So Ben Foster stays down the middle, just gives Vardy the opportunity just to pass it past him into the back of that goal. Very confidently from a man who's already scored in his last 6 games. Puts his side 1-0 in front. But they've reacted well to the goal.
There is Barnes. Weaving inside, that was some tackle. It comes to the substitute Pratt, and they have to throw bodies in the way. Now Leicester are beginning to bully Watford.
It's a really poor finish, it seemed, in the end from Pratt. Yes, I think it was a good block. Again, terrific by Harvey Barnes, really driving at the opposition. Ends up taking a huge deflection. Good support play by Pratt. Arriving into the space where Harvey Barnes actually played the ricocheted pass. Good defending.
Low and hard, just needed a touch. Soyuncu coming, flashing across the face of Craig Cathcart and the goal.
Just a lot more bounce in the step of these Leicester players at the moment. Just those 50-50 opportunities, given any little edge.
He has been the perfect replacement for Maguire. Vardy, it's a stretch, the goalkeeper commits, Vardy's there, and it's, well, that's some clearance from Maddison, the man who gave away the penalty, saving the second.
Well, talk about redeem yourself. It's a great counter-attack from Leicester City. You think that Jamie Vardy's done what he does best, arriving into that penalty area, knocking the ball past the goalkeeper. You think the defender might get there, you think Harvey Barnes might be the one to knock it into the goal, but Messina tracks it all the way. Terrific piece of defending.
Watford have unplumbed the kitchen sink and they're about to throw it if they can at Leicester City. Kiko. Schmeichel, that was the one save he had to make all evening. Domingos Quina found the gap and went for it. It's the only save that Schmeichel has had to make tonight. It's taken him 94 minutes.
Worked it really well, Quina. Created the opportunity by dropping his shoulder, released a decent shot on goal.
Maddison seeking the second. Victory complete. Brendan Rodgers told the supporters not to leave before the final kick of the ball and the final whistle, and the players kept their promise. 2-0, wrapped up, 95th minute.
Well, it has been a comfortable night for that man's team, Brendan Rodgers' side. Not troubled too much defensively. The scorelines didn't suggest that it was as a comfortable 2-0 win here this evening, but Maddison just gets a little bit of luck initially and then just drives into the penalty area. You expect a defender to come over and try to make contact, try and make it difficult for the Leicester striker to get a shot on goal. No one comes, he can't believe his luck. Gets inside, 12 yards out, scuffs his shot as well. Scuffs it into the ground. That can make it difficult for goalkeepers at times. Somehow it just squeezes under the outstretched leg of Ben Foster. He's been good tonight, Maddison. Major part in his side's ability to win this game, and rewarded with his goal.
Not a bad ratio, is it? 6 goals in 10 matches for Maddison. But Jamie Vardy is the man who's kept up this, well, almost goal-a-game record. His 14th goal of the season, Vardy, in his 16th match in all competitions. He took it right to the wire again to score the second goal. But they have the deadliest striker in the Premier League, who has made it 7 games in a row where he's scored, and they have the best defence in the Premier League, but kept Watford at quite a distance and left them with just 1 shot at goal. Well, they get level again with Manchester City on points, and this excellent run continues for Brendan Rodgers and his team. 7 wins in a row, something they haven't managed in 90 years. The history books will tell you the final score here was Leicester 2, Watford 0.
Hey, click here for more videos.